retarded. Let's go. Hey, we're recording.
And he just farted.
All right, guys, welcome back to SSDV. This is your TJ host for today, the guy that is not gay and got a lot of shit to say. We about to get it on underlay. To my right is Kat. She is black, that's a fact, and sometimes she don't know how to act. Across from me is T. She know what she want to be, and she want everybody to motherfucking see.
Hi.
To my left is the big, the buff, the black, one nut in the sack, who thinks children are attractive.
Hey, hold the fuck up now. Hey, yo. Nah. We don't do no map shit around here. Ain't no Dora the Explorer characters around here.
I ain't just making sure we ain't doing no map, because I'm about to run you over like 4 flats on the Cadillac. Okay. All right. So today is going to be a random day, because I had a whole bunch of questions that I kind of wanted answers to, and they all kind of not necessarily correlate with each other. But I'm going to start it off with a question that was never answered a couple podcasts ago.
Okay.
This is for the ladies. Ladies. What does marriage mean to you, and why is it important?
Okay, so my name is T. My name is T, and marriage is not important at all.
Well, let me tell you why it is important to me, okay?
Important to me.
Marriage is important to me because, right, not only the papers is nice, the papers are important.
What papers exactly?
Oh, so if you are married to somebody and you get in an accident, then you have all the right to be there. But if you are not married to somebody, then their next of kin is the one that is put above you. But that's like,
you realize that you can do away. You don't really need that. You just do the power of attorney and then boom.
Okay, whatever. But in terms of like, most people don't.
Yeah,
but in terms of like the meaning of it, honestly, it's just me and you.
Wait, what do you mean by just me and you?
I'm not done yet. But it's just like you become a team, like 100% a team. Like it doesn't even have to be on papers, but it's like I really like the idea of a wedding where this is like where it's me showing, hey, this is how I'm gonna live the rest of my life with this person, and you can't do shit about it, but celebrate me. And if you don't, get out.
Are you gonna address that, or are you gonna let Kat go?
Let Kat go. But that's how I feel. But that's like short-ended. That was really put on the spot, though.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, Kat, go, and then I'll address you guys both.
I should probably be taking notes.
Kat is very stunned to speak. I'm trying to get my shit together. Give me a second.
I just know it's very important to me.
But you still haven't said why.
You still haven't said why.
Why? I told you.
You definitely didn't say why.
Oh, man.
All you said was this.
I got papers.
I got papers.
I get the power of attorney.
We are together. We don't necessarily need papers.
And
I want a ceremony, and y'all gonna celebrate me.
That's what I want. That's why I want a wedding. I just want a ceremony. I don't care.
But what about the marriage?
No, I was talking about specifically marriage. I wasn't talking about the ceremony.
Yeah.
I didn't think that they get that far in my entire life, but I can think about it now.
Jesus.
Hey, okay. I'm only 22.
Okay,
so,
but see,
that's a perfect age to be thinking about this type of stuff.
Yeah, so when people say that something is important to me, they usually have a deep, thought-out answer as to why it's so important to them.
A deep, thought-out answer. I just think it's something that I've always dreamed of doing in my entire life.
And why?
Why? I don't know.
What caused you to have this sudden dream of being married?
Of being married?
Disney princesses.
That's the wedding part, okay?
That's the only part you spoke about.
Yeah, but also, like, just, I don't know. I just see, like, romance movies and stuff, and I'm like, man, that's beautiful. I want that.
I'm still waiting on
see,
Kat.
like, the wedding. Like, I see their marriage, and they're, like, they, like, work it out. They, like, have communication and stuff. I'm like, that's beautiful.
Okay, I'm gonna come back to that because I want to address that. But Kat, go ahead and speak.
I think I have a very not majorly accepted opinion on marriage, and I think it's just from my background.
I still want to hear. I still want to hear your opinion.
For me, I like the only benefit of marriage is the contract part, is the tax benefits. Somebody gets sick, again, that kind of benefits that come with that. Those kind of financial put-togethers. That's my only real benefit when it comes to marriage. I'm not very much like, yeah, you're married, but I'm like, it's not an end goal, because I've seen so many ruined marriages. I'm like, what the fuck is the point if it's not, you know what I mean? Why get yourself entangled into that if you're not going to be forever, if you're not going to be like, you know?
Well, the reason why you get yourself entanglement into that because there's no August.
You know what, sir? It is January.
Yeah, I know. That's what I said. We're not in August.
But it's not, for me, marriage is not an end goal, to be honest. Like, I'm looking for the Stedman to my Oprah versus
the Jay-Z to your B.
Versus
wait, rephrase
Lisa
that.
Bonet to Jason Momoa.
So let me ask you this.
Well, they broke up, so.
I know. That's the point.
Because I was going to say Kim Kardashian and Kanye, but, you know.
They broke up.
This nigga.
Yo, man, Kanye is a fucking icon.
Look.
He's a self-made billionaire. Thug living out of prison, pistols in the air.
You know what's funny? People
Like,
getting mad
okay,
by
listen,
moves. Like,
first of all,
if I could continue on.
Yeah, let her finish.
I would just look forward to having like a life partner or partners. And I don't want to be arrested if I wanted to have more than one partner.
So marriage isn't in your ideal future. You just want.
I won't cancel out the idea of it, but it's not like a main headlight that I won't be upset if it doesn't happen.
Okay, so what if you do get marriage? What would that mean to you?
Not a damn thing.
I think because I've never seen or just experienced a happy, successful marriage, I wouldn't exactly know what to feel like. I don't really know what that looks like. All I've seen is broken. I got 3 hoes in 3 different area codes type of situations.
Huh.
Okay.
Or even though we're together, we combine our accounts. I'm going to run this up, leave you, and leave it all in your name. That's the type of shit I've seen. So for me, I'm like, when I look at marriage, it's not something that I necessarily want to go for, because all I've seen is heartbreak, pain, debt, things like that. But in a place where it's hard to get out of, because if somebody don't want to sign the fucking papers, that can be months and years, and you'll be trapped, connect to another person, and like, oh, you didn't. It's a lot. It seems like a headache.
So I'm sorry if this derails you, what you're going on with this and whatnot, right? Do you want kids?
Yes.
You want kids?
Singular.
One kid.
One.
How do you plan on, doing that in a case of it not being a marriage or in a relationship? Like, how do you plan on running with that?
Being as though there's many different routes for that.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like what's your plans for that? And then I have a follow-up question after that.
I was like, I'm not opposed. I feel like it depends on how I am, because I work with children. I work with small babies to teenagers to all. It depends. I think it just depends on where I am in life at that point. Like, am I open to do artificial insemination? Sure, that's how I got my baby.
That's not what I meant. What I'm talking about is like the single motherhood thing. Like, should it come down to like how would that work?
Well, I was raised by single mothers.
Okay, I get that, but
even though my dad was there, he was in the background. They raised me basically. Right. So I've seen the success of it. On that part, I know I do have a village. So if I were if I were to make that decision, I know I got a whole
be the
baby
baby daddy
behind me.
I would be her baby daddy.
And then another way I was thinking about was also adoption as well.
All right, no, because I was going to actually ask, like, should it be a boy that you happen to give birth to or whatnot? Like, how would you go about that?
Well, since I got 11 brothers and uncles.
Okay, yeah, because I was going to say, like,
I'm one out of 7.
Yeah, because I was going to say, yeah, a woman cannot raise a man. I've said this beforehand.
That's why you gotta have male. There's a lot of male figures in my life. Some good, some bad. So you're gonna get an equal amount around the world.
And then the last thing is, how do you plan on living out yourself, say, at the age of 50, 60 years old, when you can no longer work? Like, do you plan on building your wealth until then, to the point where you just don't, you have, like, how do you plan on getting that going? Because, like, if you're believing that, you know, there's no marriage for you and everything else like that, I'm kind of curious to know how that's going to go.
As in, I don't imagine not working. I want, when I'm there, that period of time, I still want to work, but I want to work and enjoy it and just take a bunch of vacations as well.
Yeah, but, like, where's the money going to come from?
Well, I'm already the owner of 2 businesses already on top of the job I already have. So I have some sort of passive income coming in as well. I want to grow that businesses as well as improve my stock catalog and different investments. I want to, in the future, get involved with once my income increases.
And, you know, just for the record, your business doesn't have anything to do with hair and makeup or bullshit entrepreneurship, right?
Childcare, because people stay having babies.
There we go. All right, back to you, TJ. I'm sorry to hijack it for a quick second. I was just genuinely curious.
No, that's actually, you know, later on. But going back to T, you specifically said that you see, like, romance movies and shit, right? And how, like, they're communicating and they're working it out and they tough it through the marriage.
That is my...
I don't think we're watching the same shit.
That is my childhood dream.
Yeah, no. See, listen.
I have already accepted the fact that it might not even happen.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, no.
Sometimes you still have hope.
Not getting married, I've accepted that it might not happen. It's cool though.
So you went from it's important to me.
It is important to me.
To no, it's not gonna happen.
Because you just never know. Like, it just be like that sometimes.
Some dash of reality added to it.
So here's no, that's not dash reality. So here's what it really boils down to, right? Do you really want to get married?
I do.
So with that being that, why is it that, you know, it's not as hard of it? Like, how important is it to you?
It's very important to me.
So if it's very important to you, why is it that you easily accept the idea of not being married?
Oh, because when I was a teenager, I accepted the fact that I'd be forever alone. So then I would become a doctor and then adopt my one child with my husky and then live happily ever after. That still doesn't.
So I'm trying to figure this out, right? Because, you know, if it's important to you, as TJ said earlier, you look into it, you research how to get to it, and you make moves to get there.
Okay, so question. I'm a fan of, you know, cause and effect. So what the hell happened to you at a young age that you were like, I'm going to die alone, when you don't even know yourself yet?
I didn't like people.
Jesus. And why didn't you like people?
Because they were ugly on the inside and out.
How, when you haven't met everyone in the planet?
Well, the people that I knew were not that nice.
So you made a generalization of everyone being that way.
Or maybe because she was young and it made a lasting impression on her spirit.
Well, no, see, there are grown-ass adults that think like this too, so that's why I'm kind of...
Well, that's why I said I was young. When I was young. I thought I would be forever alone anyways.
So a couple people treated you bad, and you were like, yeah, I'm not going to get married, even though it's important to me.
Oh, nobody treated me bad, but I just saw people.
Huh? So you didn't even base this off your own personal experience?
Nobody even talked to me.
So you never based this off your own personal experience. So where did you base this off of?
What did I base it off of?
Yeah, if you never based it off your own personal experience. Well,
I didn't like people. Nobody really talked to me, and that was that. That's what happened. So I was like, you know what if I'm just gonna be forever alone?
Okay, so
I planned my life on being forever alone. Okay.
Okay. So yeah, this isn't a therapy session. So okay. So with that being important to you, and what Kat just said,
but
what is the difference between a relationship and a marriage, or is there even a difference?
Well, some might say there's not a difference. Some might say there is a difference. I think that if you were to go about it, being married shouldn't really make that much of a difference, other than saying, "Oh man, let me get back home to my wife or my husband," like that.
So a change of
So
titles.
what you're saying is
But-
it's just status.
That's what it sounds like to
But
me.
It's
to be honest-
status, but I still, I mean, I still can't like dream that I get a really nice wedding.
So it goes back to the ceremony. That seems like that's the goal there, not the marriage itself.
The marriage itself, well, I mean, the marriage itself is a plus, but I never really thought that far.
What were you gonna say, Kat?
I would say, but to be honest, after like 7 years, you're technically kind of married in the eyes of the state in terms of.
Yeah.
Depends on what state you're in.
Well, and see, that's my problem. You just said it yourself, the eyes of the state. So a third party that has nothing to do with that relationship.
Yes.
Exactly. So what is the difference? Because women...
But
Clearly-
that's why I
clearly
said that. I'm like,
making-
after 7 years, there really is no, besides a ring on your finger and a change of your name.
So that's all it is.
Then what it really boils down to is, well, how would the state know? Oh, just because you guys have the same fucking address, well, we can't be brother and sister. We can't be family.
Oh, I hope that brother and sister.
Look, that might be a little incest.
But you get what I'm saying, though, right? How would the state know?
It depends on how you file.
How you file your taxes, car
Yeah, single,
insurance,
motherfucker.
things like that.
So that leads me to another question.
Yes.
And this is, I'm strongly opinionated on the fact that I don't believe when you're in a relationship, your finances should be together.
No,
Agreed.
never.
I've learned
Don't
that
ever
from life
try
experience.
it.
Do not.
I saw this girl. She would put all her paychecks in a joint account, and then he broke up with her and locked the account from her.
I always say that there should be 3 accounts in a relationship.
Yes.
My account, your account, the bills.
Period.
Well, the bills don't
No,
necessarily.
I was about to say no, not the bills. It's my account, your account, and vacation. That's what that is.
Vacation
Yeah.
is savings.
No,
Well, no. Vacation.
Savings is for retirement, not for
Savings is
vacation.
retirement.
No, there's different savings.
Well,
There's
no,
a vacation account.
Or maybe that's just my bank. You got like your retirement savings, your regular savings.
that
Yeah.
you use to put in money for a vacation.
Wait, what'd you say?
It's not a savings. What?
What'd you say? It's the funds that you use to put in money for a vacation.
Vacation, yeah, that's your vacation
Okay.
money. That's not your savings.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
not your savings. No, that should be completely different.
Yeah.
Okay, so y'all are all in agreement.
Yes.
Okay, because I don't understand
No.
why I meet so many people that are like, yeah, everything needs to be jointed. My money is his money, and all this.
Yeah,
other
fuck
shit.
that
You
shit.
don't need to see what's going in and out of my account.
Yeah,
Hell no.
I trust you
I'm definitely all about.
enough to not have weird shit, but
Yeah,
it's
I'm
not my
definitely-
business.
Yeah, exactly. That's,
As long as
it's
the
two
things are
different
paid,
people
you ain't getting your car
in a
recode. It's not my
relationship.
business.
It's not a union of one. We're not combining. We're not fucking. Doing,
Well, when you
Whoa.
when you make the beast with 2 backs, you're combining into one.
I mean,
At some point in time,
Don't
a couple
get it.
weeks of time, you might be.
Don't worry about it.
Can't tell one end from the other, but
Oh, it's going to be one of those things. Preparing to dock. Wait, what? I hope that cave is nice and wet and moist. Wait, what?
Stop.
Yes. You like this shit, don't you? We're the beast with 2 backs now.
okay, cut him off before it gets too far. You better blast off on it.
okay.
Wine came out of
enough
my
with the
nose.
Yo, what came out your nose?
Wine.
Oh, I heard semen came out my nose.
Whoa!
Bro, why?
That actually
Why?
happened to me
Ew.
before too.
Ew. Okay.
We're not repeating that.
Okay.
Too late, I already heard
so, completely moving away from semen.
I'm a sailor. Like Jerry.
Here's. All right, so here's another question, because we all have this mutual friend that we consider close to us. Why do you think people don't try to change their life when they're living under the expectations of other people? It's like they constantly complain about it, and they're constantly stressed out, but they're not living for themselves. You only get one life, right? You're supposed to make yourself happy, right? So why is it that they stay in that?
Because they're working. I guess it's because they feel as if once they reach their goal, they'll finally be able to break free.
What's their goal?
Their goal in life to like just finish their education and do stuff.
Well, see, that's the issue. You're saying it's your goal. No, I'm saying it's the expectation. So say, for instance, if you're from a certain culture, you're expected to be either a doctor or lawyer or da-da-da.
A porn star.
What?
Russian. Okay.
That's an ideal. So why do people follow these expectations and knowing damn well they don't care for these expectations, nor do they like it, and it's stressing them out?
See, that's right here, right? You read the story earlier with Rama. Mm-hmm. So it's like that, where he wanted to be an artist, but people put his expectations on him being a doctor.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you're young and like your parents are like always telling you, I want you to do this, I want you to do that, and then you're starting to actually reach the goals that they have set for you, and they start showing you their love, I guess you should say that. It means like their love is conditional their love is conditional in the way where unless you're doing exactly what you want, you don't receive any of their love. So in order to try and feel the need to be loved by your parents, you just do what you can to receive that love, but you never end up receiving it because you are stuck in the position that you're in within that said family.
But at what point do you grow out of that?
When you basically the goal is to just leave, but it gets hard to leave when you allow those people to continue speaking to you.
So
Okay, so when basically what I'm trying to get at is, how much stress do you have to put yourself through in order for you to say enough is enough?
Till you're about to die.
Why does it take that long?
why do you have to go through that much? One, it's like they grew up in that environment. Because that's really all they know, love wise.
That's all
so
they
know. Keep going back, like kind of like Stockholm syndrome. You keep going back.
Because you like. It's not that you want to. It's not that.
It sounds like that's exactly what it is.
No, it's not that you really want to. But when the time comes when there's like times when you actually like feel loved by the parents that you have, you feel bad for wanting to leave them because you never received that love, so you want to continue receiving it.
Okay, so what I'm trying to get at is this person that we all know has good examples of the life she should be living based upon the needs of her, like her wants, her needs, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
She has an example that she could follow, but she still chooses to stress herself out and please everyone but herself.
Because that is just what she does. That's just what she do. That's how she do. But she has gotten better in like the sense that there are certain people that she won't let run her life. But she'll let people that are close to her run her life, and that is where we're like.
But that's not better.
That's not better at all.
But no, like
I can see where you're going. Like she has gone. She's starting to say no more.
Yeah, she's starting to say no more, and that makes us very proud of her.
Walking away from situations.
Yes.
It's a slow process.
It's a very slow process.
I think it's helped that they've lived away for a majority of the year.
Yep.
But
it's still hard when you're living there. It's still hard because, like, you know.
So let me ask you a question. Right? They say blood is thicker than water, right?
The blood of the covenant is thicker than the water.
See, that's not what was said. What I said is what's said. All right, let's get that straight.
The blood of the covenant is thicker than water.
Shut up. It's my show.
You know what that means?
It's my show.
You know what that means?
Listen. I don't care what movie you fucking got that from.
That's not a movie.
I don't give a fuck. You gonna listen to me, woman.
Listen, Linda.
And
listen.
what I mean.
And you gonna listen to me, Norbit.
Oh, you know what? Hey, you can go ahead and cut off her mic. Alright,
cool.
She's not welcome here.
You just gonna let her talk.
She's not welcome here.
I'm about to say, she is mic number 2, so that's easy. Just
okay, so let me ask you this, right?
Okay.
You're in a relationship that you care about, right?
Yes.
But every time you come home from work,
yes,
you're constantly yelling, you're constantly arguing, you're stressing yourself out on top of the stress you already have from work, and you feel like your life is kind of in shambles. What do you do in that relationship?
What do we do in that relationship?
Mm-hmm.
Well, first you gotta be like, hey, what's up? And then, but I don't know which case is this in. Have they already had the conversation where they're like, hey, I hate arguing?
So obviously there's no communication if there's constantly arguing.
Yeah.
Right. So there's miscommunication. So what you're saying is to communicate the issues.
To communicate what's happening and how it can be fixed. And if it constantly keeps going on the same way, I mean, I guess it's time to dip.
Exactly. You just said it. It's time to dip, right? Because
So
it got too stressful, right?
So I think I beat your friend.
But she's there where she need to be. The other one is still fighting through the jungle
Because see,
with
here's the
a
so
dumb
here's the
Here's the
machete.
thing, you can care about somebody and know that you don't need to be around that person, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just like you can still love your mother and tell her, this is my life. These are your expectations, but this is my life. I don't want to do what you want me to do, so therefore I will love you, but you will not get your expectations met from me.
And just for the record, should she actually need, anybody that's actually gone through that, they can just take a look at myself because, there's definitely plenty of times where my mother and I just could not get along whatsoever, to the point where there was a whole, I want to say 2 years or so of us not being able to communicate or talk to each other whatsoever.
I must be struck by lightning because you both just said the same goddamn thing within 2 hours.
Yeah, that's literally what it was. Like, our relationship has been a weird one, where at one point it's good, at one point it's fucking terrible, and at the next point it's good again, it goes back to being terrible again. So it's one of those things where, to be honest with you, like, my relationship with her did not get better till, 1, I started standing up for myself, 2, literally put my fucking foot down, like, no, this is not what's happening, this is what's going to be happening here, and that's just that. And 3, when I moved out completely and put her at a distance. As fucked up as that sounds, like, it's the truth, and that's how I saved my relationship with my mother. But that's just that. It's just one of those things where, I just hope that she knows that, yeah, when it's time to put your foot down and everything else like that, shit will get rocky. Shit is not going to be good. Shit will be distasteful. And this is for everyone that's out there. And you're in this type of relationship with, your parents or anything like that, or someone that's close to you. Yes, all that bad shit's going to happen. But at the end of the day, what you really want to do is do that. This way you can tear up in those scars and let that shit heal. Because if you don't let that shit heal properly or whatever, you guys are going to be in a really shit relationship with each other. And for lack of a better word, it's going to be one of those toxic type of relationships.
And you're going to resent the relationship, period.
Yeah, because it got to the point where I was resenting my mother. And I had to break away from that. Because I don't want to fucking have, Lord, God forgive, something bad happen to her or something bad happen to myself. And the last thing is that we had a fucking argument with each other over something fucking stupid. We're fucking adults here. And that's just that. So it will get hard for her should she ever decide to stand up for herself. It's just,
I mean, I think
let's hope she
she's
does.
starting to.
No, she's not.
Yeah, she is. Yes, she
Well, when
is.
she
Not
got
at least-
fed up, she came here. But she would not have done that at all 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Not 2 weeks, 2 years ago.
Yeah, 2 years ago, she would have just stayed there and take it, but
I love her.
But
She's
see-
a little bit of a doormat.
but
Yeah,
here's the thing.
the
But no,
transition.
Hear the words that you guys using.
Yes.
She's running to a different location, but not solving the problem.
yeah, she's running away. And
That's all. That's all you're saying.
And this is actually a
you're
conversation.
saying
Yeah.
now instead of taking.
well,
the-
instead of
the
taking your
argument-
time away, I mean, she took some time away and then went back.
Yeah, but nothing was solved though.
But the thing is, though, is that
She hasn't gotten to that point yet.
But that's the thing about it, though. It's not.
And then no matter how
solving
much
the
we
issue.
try to give advice and
Well,
tell her
see,
examples
see-
of what she should do, it's still that wall right there
But you
of
see, here's
what
the thing
I've
about it,
been
though,
trained
right?
to do for my parents and what my own
here's what it
independence
is,
going
though,
on.
right? At the end of the day, the problem still is it's going to remain there until certain words are spoken, until a foot has been put down, until that pain hits. This pain has to happen.
Mm-hmm.
It has to happen, and that's just the way it is. Like, both parties in this are going to be hurt, one more than the other. And at the end of the day, there's going to be some really vindictive words that's going to be said. There's going to be some words that just cannot be taken back. But at the end of the day, it's just one of those things where, time, heals most wounds. And it's just, you let that shit go. You deal with it. It sucks ass, but it's just one of those things that has to happen. Otherwise, like you said earlier, the doormat will remain a doormat.
Exactly. And it won't be like, welcome home, bitches. It'll be like, welcome to your slave.
Now, when I tell you she's grown, she's grown.
Yeah, you see,
she's taking
grown
like
a lot
3
more.
steps forward, 7 steps back.
Yeah,
We're still working on that.
You say that she's grown and everything else
Nah,
like that,
because
but it's one of the things
when
where,
I knew her, like when I first met her, like I used to just get so upset with her because of the things that would happen to her. I mean, it doesn't happen anymore because, like Kat said, she does have like more freedom and independence. But like some of the things that would happen to her, I used to just get so upset because I'm like, why are you letting this happen? Why aren't you just telling your parents what's going on, or just saying, why aren't you, or just like, being an actual sibling and just cursing out your siblings like you should do every once in a while,
I just want to see what happens when she finally moves out.
Here's
that
my
would
take
be
on
the
it.
biggest change.
So my take on it is this. Before she met you guys, she was the most innocent, sheltered, I live under a rock individual I've ever met in life.
She was
yes, but she would have gotten to where she was at because
I don't know about that.
because we shared some of the same friends. She would have gotten to where she's at eventually. Not as fast, but eventually.
So what you're saying is her whole situation depended on her friends.
Yeah.
Yeah, so here's what I'm saying. She's only gained intelligence enough to know that what's being done to her is wrong, right? That's the only difference between now and then. So
we're just waiting for the insanity to kick in.
I mean, eventually, like, she came in the other day, fucking, like, sleep deprived, stressed out, bro. Like, how do you walk into a place and you look stressed?
That's a good
and
question.
you're not even working, bro. What is life?
You know what?
Jesus.
Last week I walked into work and had a mental breakdown.
That's not good either.
Okay, see, listen.
I quit.
I just said this isn't a therapy, but what I'm trying to get at is this. If you're going through problems, if you're going through a situation that you feel like you're only in because the person you love is, within that situation, but they're treating you like you shouldn't be treated, then you have to take a step back and realize what do you want out of life? Because it's your life. It's not your parents. It's not your friends. It's not your mentors. It's not your teachers. It's not your friends. It's your life. You only have one life. So why are you wasting it living someone else's expectations? Why are you wasting it when you're living out probably their dreams that they didn't get to live out? You know what I'm saying? You got one life. You don't reincarnate. You don't do any of that shit.
Well, depending on
hey, look, we that's a
It's
whole
because-
nother podcast.
You know
That's
what?
a whole nother
That's a whole other podcast.
What I'm saying is this: with the skin you're in, you don't get the same skin again another 100 years.
Because she's a very empathetic person.
I'm just generalizing at this
generalizing.
point. I'm generalizing at this point. At this point, I'm saying if you're going through an issue or a situation and you're being held back because of a loved one, because you want to meet their expectations, you need to wake up to reality and realize that you're being a slave, not only to their expectations, but to yourself, because you're telling yourself, I don't matter. Their expectations of me and their love is the only thing that matters, when that shouldn't be the case. I know too many people that do this dumb shit, and then they're all miserable. Well, I'm a guy, I'm a problem solver. So I'm looking at your problems and I'm seeing a pattern of you saying, yeah, I'll do that, even though you don't want to.
And I would never understand that shit. And the bad thing is this right here, though, is just one of those things where, not to, bring up the battle of the sexes again, but it's going to have to happen. This is one of those things where it happens to women more than it happens to men, based on the simple fact of the matter is that women are more agreeable when it comes down to these types of things. And what I mean by more agreeable is, you can ask a woman something and they're more inclined to say yes than a man will be. And this actually shows when in certain places, especially workplaces, where women are being taken advantage of. And I don't mean taken advantage of as in, oh shit, I dropped this mirror. Haha, you were in striped panties today. Not that type of taking advantage of.
Or in the gym glistered pussy.
What I mean by that is, like, for instance, right? I know a couple of people that I've worked with that has been basically asked to do a whole bunch of shit that doesn't pertain to what they're supposed to be doing and everything else like that, but they end up doing it anyway, and they end up being miserable for it, but yet they keep accepting the extra work. And the thing is, they just don't know how to say no.
Exactly.
But it's just one of those things where, like I said, unfortunately, it happens more towards women than it does to men. And a lot of the men that actually are, quote-unquote, agreeable like that are raised by single mothers, unfortunately. So it's just the way it is. Like, they don't have a good example of, how to be a man. I'm sorry, keep going.
Speaking of good example, that actually leads me to my last serious question. And I promise you, the rest is going to be fun.
All right.
At least for me. I don't know about y'all.
Oh my God.
Why do people listen to advice from those people that aren't living the example that they're giving advice for? So what I mean by that is this. Why would you listen to a single mother who's not in a relationship about relationship advice?
Well,
why not listen to somebody who's actually in a consistent, long-lasting relationship that's considered healthy?
Well, my question is, why not listen to the person you want to fucking get with as far as relationships go?
I would say for me on this one, I would take bits and pieces. Like, I'm listening to her, to that person. What did you do wrong? What wrong had happened in that situation? Take that bit of knowledge from.
But the question is now, then, how would you find out what she did wrong? Because in like a previous podcast, when I grilled you, you see how that goes. It's one of those things where it's pretty hard for people that's in the wrong to take responsibility for them being in the wrong.
Yeah.
So how would you know where the wrong is that they made? Because their wrong might be something completely different than what they tell you what their wrong is.
That's why you have to take it with a grain of salt. Because
you use multiple. You ask multiple people.
Because there's one truth. There's his truth, her truth, her truth, and the truth. So you have to take a grain of salt.
So then the thing
kind of like reading the Bible. That thing was written 2,000 fucking plus years ago. It has many versions. We don't know what they've taken out, what they've put in it. We take it with a grain of salt.
So the question then goes in this right here, right?
Yes.
If you have to do all this detective sleuth work, why bother getting advice?
Isn't that for everything?
I need options to know.
No, not for everything. Like, for instance, like if I'm going to talk to somebody that's I want relationship advice from, I'm going to ask the people that are in a healthy marriage. I'm going to ask the people that I know that have been married for 20 plus years, because they obviously know what they're doing, right? Mm-hmm. And don't get me wrong now, there's different ways of doing different things. So you can sit there and listen to what they have to say, find somebody else, see what they had, listen to what they have to say, find someone else, see what they have to say. But you will see that when you talk to these different people about these things, of the same thing, there's always at least 1 to 3 common threads. That's what you got to pull on. So it's just one of those things where, instead of me listening to the single mother or the single person that's not in a relationship, that thinks that they know how relationships work and whatnot, but you can't prove because you're not doing it, I'm going to talk to the 3 couples that are doing that shit and doing it good. I'm going to talk to the 3 couples that's been in it for 5 plus years, 10 plus years, 20 plus years. And then find out what the common thread is that they all have within each other. That's just doing a little bit of research. It's basic research. So why bother dealing with somebody that you actually have to do sleuth work for?
And just because they're older, that doesn't mean they're right either.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, you can talk to a person like 56 years old, whatever, and they could give you advice about, relationships and how to live your life. But at the end of the day, they live their life a certain way. That's a different perspective. That's their perspective. If they're not living the life you want, then that's not a person you should take seriously. If anything, that's just, like you said, an experience that you can pick and choose from what you value.
Sometimes
it just kills me though when I hear people be like, yeah, my mother said you was dirt and I need to do better and all this other bullshit, but her mom not even married.
God damn, I wish Clint was here. Clint would kill this part right here.
Like, that's my thing. It's like, I know that's your mom, I know you value her opinion, but you have to look at her life. like, why isn't she in a relationship? Why has all the relationships she's been in not worked? Right? Why is it that she's giving me advice when she doesn't have what I'm looking for? You see what I'm saying? I mean, just because that it comes from a person you love, that doesn't necessarily mean that's advice you should take. You know? And it kills me when old people feel like they have the seniority, like, oh, I'm older, I've been through life, I know this, I'm doing it modified, I've been a couple beers on it.
No, I got an example for you. My uncle and aunt, they've been married for a good 20 plus years.
Okay.
Talking about their marriage and stuff.
Who sniffed whose ass? That's the question.
And we thought they were, even though they're a little snooty up there, we thought, okay,
they got ass for real.
They got the perfect family figure up in LA, got the whole thing.
Ew.
And then we did Ancestry.com, and that's where the shit came out.
So what?
Oh, somebody was fucking somebody else. That's what it was.
Oh yeah. That where I'm going for my birthday, and the long lost cousins we've never met because he had a baby with someone else, but the wife wasn't happy, so they vanquished him out the family, and nobody heard them until we connected on Ancestry that we were DNA match. Damn. And the grandma knew better, but didn't say shit.
Well,
and I was like, that's true, but I was just like, I was looking at like, y'all were like the perfect goddamn family, but y'all got a whole.
So I was actually going to ask, you still on this topic, right?
Yeah.
I'll wait till.
And I'll tell you how that is in April, because I'm going down there for
no, you can do it now.
All right, so my question is right here, right? Based off of what you just said, based off the way that men are and everything else like that, and based off things that I've said in the past where I don't believe that, a man should be subject to staying with only one woman, especially given how long we live. Like, this was back in the days where, we lived to be about 35.
I mean, the value.
But you know what I'm saying, though, right? Back in the days when we were staying alive to about like 30, 35 years old, when men's life expectancy was extremely fucking short. Okay, yeah, cool, hold on, got you. But fucking dying in factories left and fucking right. Going to fucking caves, mining shit, and dying with canaries and shit like that, right? Cool, understand. But when it comes down to come down, especially if you have a man that's in the top percentile, if you will, of money makers and everything else like that, if they meet your standards, they obviously meet other women's standards and everything else like that, right? Along with the fact of the matter is that women outnumber men. Simple fucking facts, simple stats. As far as these things go and everything else like that, how would you guys actually feel about a man pretty much saying that, listen, we're going to be in a relationship, I got you, I will hold you down no matter what happens, but I promise you I will not bring to you any outside children, and I won't bring to you any diseases.
I wanted that one to answer first.
See, I don't know.
Don't hold back either.
Don't hold back. Be honest.
I don't like being told that. I don't know about that. Like, if you go, all right, I'm not going to bring you any outside children or diseases. I'm going to do what I want. I hold you down and stuff, but I'm going to go do what I want. I don't really like that. I think it has to be more of a discussion. The question would be, what would the changes be?
What do you mean?
Like,
there's no changes whatsoever.
There's no changes whatsoever.
There's no changes whatsoever. Like, everything still comes home to you and everything else like that. Still makes you happy and everything else like that. The only thing is that, he might fucking bitch you two on the side.
I don't like that.
Why?
Well,
now I asked you that question because, at the end of the day, when it comes down to come down, like I said, in nature, well, along with that right there, for first things first.
Let me answer my question.
I got a question for you.
Let me answer my question first.
All right, answer the question, because I was going to say, monogamy is a fairly new thing.
Okay, I'm going to tell you why I don't necessarily like that too much. And I feel like it needs to be a little bit more transparent than, I'm going to do stuff with other people on the side. Okay? I have mental issues.
So what do you mean? It needs to be an agreement that there's going to be like one other person maybe, and they only like see each other every so
Friday,
weekend and you
Saturday,
got to be
Sunday.
involved, or like what are you talking about?
What rules would you have to implement for this? Because let's say somebody gives you that option and you're like, oh no, I don't like that, and it's like, okay, well, this is the option still. Like, this is what it's going to be.
Well, the thing is, see, look, I have mental issues. I need to, I don't currently have any rules for that because, like, I've never sat there and thought about it too much. Mm-hmm. I would just say, like, I don't know.
Okay, so question. Considering the fact that you always tell me that you're gonna steal my girls, right? That would incur that you are slightly into girls.
Yes.
So with that being said, a person of your
I would want to see. Look, the question was, I won't bring you diseases or any children back, right?
I won't bring any outside children.
Outside
I won't do
children.
anything to publicly embarrass you.
That's the statement. The
That's the
question
statement.
actually
So-
is, could you be in a relationship like that? So what you need to tell me is your boundaries.
My boundaries, yes. I guess there would probably need to be a conversation of like what can happen.
Hey, yo, Kat, don't run away. You got to answer this question too.
She has to pee. So there would have to be like a conversation. There would have to be like rules, like things. It would just need to actually happen before it happened because I don't know my boundaries and stuff like that.
Okay, so what you're telling me is...
Okay, you say what you say. You say what you say you're hearing. I'm gonna tell you what I hear afterwards.
Okay. Yeah, so basically what you're telling me is you wouldn't necessarily be against it as long as it's by your terms, and because you haven't technically experienced that yet, you don't know exactly what your terms are. Yeah. So what you're saying to me is you would still technically stay within that relationship. You would just be kind of frustrated or confused until you figure out the terms that are most comfortable for you. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
That's basically what I'm saying because, like I said, I have mental issues.
So.
Anxiety, depression, mainly anxiety and paranoia. Sometimes I get very paranoid.
So, one, I love the way that he put everything, and I can definitely see where he's going with that, and I can definitely agree with that statement. But the way that I personally see it is just one of those things where, this is going to be a vague thing, and, I don't want to come out right and say, no, I wouldn't like that, but at the end of the day, no, I wouldn't like that.
And that's sort of like...
That's what I'm hearing.
Well, I'm telling you, like, I need to experience just to see, like, what would happen, because I know in myself, I'm a very possessive person. What's mine is mine. I hate sharing. Like, the other day, Kat asked me for a third chip, and I was pissed off.
I was here for that.
Asking me for chips. It's my chips. I bought them. I don't want to share. But I shared anyways.
But no, so the thing... But the thing still just goes back to basically, you would not... You don't know what it is that you would want from something like that, so therefore you wouldn't want it, right?
I mean, I don't know what I want, but I don't know whether or not I want it because I just don't know. Like, I can't give you a definite answer. I can give you a kind of answer, but I can't really give you a definite answer because I just know how I am and I know who I am and I know how I can be, but also at the same time I don't.
So who was right? Who was more right, myself or TJ? The thing was TJ's more right.
TJ's more right.
Nope, fibs, lies. I just.
No,
I mean,
because
I feel like
because
from my analysis though, it's a combination of the two. Because here's the thing, right? You just said it yourself. You're a possessive person.
Yeah.
So with that being said, any outside sharing would immediately click in your mind. I don't like this.
Therefore, I don't want.
But here's the thing. I'll deal with it, but I don't necessarily want it, but I'm dealing with it because what I'm dealing with is important, but the relationship is also important to me. So you're kind of jumping between the fence here. Like
Yes.
Here's the green card. You over here, you trying to jump, but then you like, oh fuck, wait, hold on, I need my citizenship.
Oh wait, I forgot my beans.
Oh wait, fuck, goddamn.
Yeah, so it's kind of like that.
Goddamn, my pinata's still over there.
I don't want to not know the other people, but also at the same time, like, I don't want to just be friends with said other people, because that's a whole different ballgame than just like.
Well, okay, see,
I don't know.
you pretty much answered the question. That's going into very specific
areas. It's hard to even.
Right.
I don't know.
So, Kat, you got to answer the question, and in case you need a refresher.
Yes, please. I was about to repeat the question.
The question is, this is one of those things. Is like here, say you
because then I got questions for your question.
Say you're dealing with a guy and everything else like that, and the guy pretty much tells you, all right, listen, I promise you, I won't bring you any outside. I won't give you any public embarrassment. I won't bring any outside kids, and I won't bring any outside diseases. Would you let that fly?
Does the conversation go both ways?
This conversation goes both ways?
Yes.
Why not?
Because I'm like, why do you get unlimited pussies and I can't get unlimited pussies in a day? Like,
so
as my bisexual, I'm just like,
because at
this point it looks like you're presenting to me an open relationship, which I'm not mad at, but it can't be only benefiting one versus the other.
So
if we come to
this Negro is dead.
Oh.
Ooh.
Whoa. I'm not quite sure what happened there.
Okay, look at that. He's choking.
Well, on my dick.
Wow.
So as you were saying,
You good, TJ?
I lost my train of thought.
So the thing is right here, right? Let's put it in both situations, right? Where one, he's pretty much saying, "Okay, you can fuck bitches, but you can't fuck niggas." Zach, how would you feel about that?
I'd be like, why can you put your slot A in the slot B and I can't get a slot B in my slot A? Like,
and the thing, and the response would be, because I'm the one taking care of the family, so on and so forth. I provide X, Y, Z, so on and so forth.
But if we were in an open relationship, it wouldn't be all on
one
person.
I'm not saying
for me, I would not accept that.
You would not accept it? All right, cool. But
based on that factor, am I opposed to the idea of having an open relationship? No. If we want to share a person, let's go ahead, fuck it up.
All right.
But I'm just that's that balance scale. I know there's certain things in life you cannot be balanced on, but something like that, I feel like.
So in other words,
we could both come and say that.
All right. So in other words, what you're saying is that you're A-okay, down for an open relationship, no ifs, ands, or buts about it.
I'll be like Monique. I'll be okay.
I would not like an open relationship
because for me, I'm also like a not super clingy person as well. So I'll be okay. Like, I got you for my certain amount of days,
and I'll be that.
We got our connection, but I'm gonna shove you the fuck out of my bed after a certain amount of time because you're doing too much.
Yeah.
But we're still on a open consensus. Again, communication. Honestly, don't cheat.
Yeah.
I'm like, just talk. We have these conversations. Figure it out together on that. So forth. I'm not against. Just, did that make any sense?
Yeah, it made sense to me.
Because I'm like, I know it already. I've seen it already happen behind, and that, like,
in case you haven't seen, I took
B
my head
made
really
an
hard.
agreement, and then B had C, D, F, and G, and next thing you know, here comes little
Nikki.
Well, I lived that part. Be like, ooh, stepmommy, daddy. Oh, here's your little brother from my best friend who lives down the street. Yeah. That type of situation.
No, I got you.
You good?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Did you hear anything to answer the question of your question?
Oh, she actually answered the question. So Kat said she'd agree with it.
There be stipulations.
Only if she's allowed to get some dick as well.
Ooh.
I'm like, same rules to the table, but you can't be the one having all the fun.
All right.
And I think for me, it's a little more because I really do toe the line on both sides. So I'm like, if you get some pussy, I want some pussy. If you get some dick, I want some dick.
Ew.
If you want to get some dick,
I'm about to say, so in other words, if let's hypothetically, you and I are in a relationship, right?
Yes.
And I want some extra pussy.
Okay.
You only get some extra pussy. you'd only get some extra pussy.
I didn't say that.
You just said if I want some pussy, you want some pussy. We can agree to that. But if I want some dick, you want some dick, we can also agree to that because I would never want dick.
I always want to watch you get dick.
See, look, we're different people though.
See, that's like
we're different people because
we're completely different backgrounds, different everything.
Because Kat doesn't need as much as I need. Like, I don't know, I'm needy. Like, I'm annoying. So
I feel like I'm very much.
I would need constant reassurance, and that.
So, you just said you need constant reassurance, right?
Constant reassurance. I need reassurance that you're not tired of me.
So hear me out, right? And I'm gonna go ahead and say this, and I'm gonna say this. Something I'm gonna live by and stick by. No one can reassure you of anything but yourself. No one can give you what you're looking for but yourself.
But every once in a while, like, I would like to see, like, okay, I'm not going anywhere. So
then the question is this right here, though, right? What if they say that and you don't believe it? It doesn't mean shit to you then.
Are you gonna show me?
But you hear what I'm saying. Now, you said you need constant reassurance. If they say it and they provide you with the actions and you don't believe it, it doesn't mean shit.
Well, that's true.
Here's my
but
right?
It's not even about that because I would believe it.
But no. You say that you would believe it right now, but what if you don't believe it? Let's say somebody you know is a fucking bold-faced liar. Someone's done you wrong 30, 45 times in a fucking row. And they come out and say, I promise I won't do it bad this time. Are you going to accept that bullshit?
No.
So if you don't believe it, and even if they're fucking sincere, you don't believe it, it doesn't mean shit. So no one can reassure you but yourself.
But myself.
See, here's the thing. Needing to constantly be reassured means that there was something within the relationship or something within your past that's not allowing you to be secure with yourself, right? So with that being said, it's an issue that you're not dealing with, right? Because at the end of the day, like he said, he can tell you what you need to hear, but at the end of the day, if you don't believe it, if you're not confident within yourself that you're providing what you need to provide within the relationship, then that means you need to look at yourself, not the fact that you need to be reassured by your partner. But what you can do, though, is have constant communication to make sure your needs are being met, right? You're a possessive person, right? So you're heavily involved within a relationship. So that means that there's communication that either needs to take place that you're not either providing or getting. And with that constant communication, there should be no need of reassurance, right? Because you guys are both on the same page in terms of what you need from the relationship, right? Because you're getting that communication. So if you need reassurance, it's something you're either not dealing with or not communicating, and something's bothering you, and you need to bring that to light, right? Because otherwise it's going to eat at you, and that constant need to be reassured is just going to multiply tenfold.
I'm about to say, and then along with that right there, for a lot of guys out there and everything else like that, that constant need to be reassured and whatnot, I'm saying for a lot, not saying for all, it destroys a relationship.
Yeah, because from a guy's perspective, if a guy needs to constantly be reassured, that means he's not confident within himself. Women are attracted to confidence. Women
I'm about
are
to say, like, so like for instance, right here with your, with your fucking ex and everything else, like when
he wanted constant reassurance.
That's a turnoff, is it not?
It is, especially because it was right after I told him I was bisexual.
Yeah.
Now, first he fetishized it, which I didn't like.
No, my favorite thing is the fact of the matter is that he got really jealous of a female. Oh my god, you guys are. That's my fucking favorite. But it's just one of those things, like, you know, the fact of the matter is that somebody needs constant reassurance within a relationship and everything else like that. That just pretty much means that
it brings you down after a while. You're just like, so you don't trust me at this point. You don't think that I'm bringing what I need to bring. I'm like, how many more times can I tell you it's not going to happen? Or how many times do I have to show you that I'm not?
How many times do I have to show you that I love you?
But it's not that. It's just like,
how many times do I have to show you that I love you? How many times do I have to show you that I'm here for you? How many times do I have to show you that I care for you?
Okay, but it's not just that. It's like, okay, well, what if there's like really bad, I don't know, mental health days where everything's just falling apart. So like, what if there's just like anxiety there? So
do you communicate that?
So so before TJ, you too far away. Nobody can hear you. Oh, way the fuck over there. So what I'm gonna go ahead and say this right here, right? Me as I am right now, I will never understand these mental health days. I will never understand anxiety issues or anything like that. I will never understand it. And the reason why I would never understand is basically because, well, for lack of a better way of explaining, I'm a fucking man, and no one gives a flying fuck about men. And since no one gives a flying fuck about men, you gotta figure that shit out. You guys gotta deal with it. So as far as, I need a mental health day, my mentality isn't right, or my mental health isn't stabilized, or whatever the fuck y'all say about this bullshit. I personally see it as bullshit. I don't see it as real.
Okay.
Even though most serial killers are men because they lost their fucking minds. But continue on. We'll discuss that.
What I'm going to say is this. Like he said, men and women are different.
Yes.
We think differently.
Different
right?
chemicals in the body.
With your mental health days, as I told you before, take time out to yourself, gather your thoughts, do whatever you have to do to make sure that you're comfortable and you get through whatever mental issues you're going through, and then you come back, you collect yourself, and you come back to the relationship or the conversation, and you say, hey, these are my needs, this is what I'm thinking, this is how I'm feeling, and we need to talk, period, right? Because it literally goes down to the communication piece. It doesn't matter what episode you have, what you're going through, who nuked your house. I don't give a fuck.
Who raped your dog in the asshole when you wasn't looking?
Okay,
who fucked your turtle?
Whoa.
No. This isn't beastly. We're not going to that level.
Who fucked your turtle?
Whoa.
Jesus, hell no. You meet some weird people.
Hey, leave the ninjas in the sewers alone.
I was peacefully listening to what TJ was saying and zoning out at the same time, but how
are you peaceful listening and zoning out? That doesn't sound right.
Because I was absorbing word for word what he was saying peacefully.
What did he say?
He was saying that if I am having an episode, that I need to communicate that better because this isn't a guessing game.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And I'll tell you.
Right there.
And I'll tell you. Men do not know what women are thinking all of the time, right? So it shouldn't be. I hate it when women are like, you should know this. How the fuck should I know?
Dude.
Do I have powers?
What the fuck was it?
Was I born a woman and then transformed into a man so I automatically know what you're thinking?
That's called a training.
Hell no.
You can break a couple of records if you did that.
Jesus.
It's called you have to go in thinking they don't know shit and you have to be like in kindergarten, spoon feed it in small portions.
You don't even have to spoon feed. You just have to. You have to be an adult and understand
depends
that.
On
hey,
what type of man you're
this
talking
person
to.
can't read my mind, so let me express how I'm feeling, so it's visibly shown and verbally said, so that way this issue does not happen again. Right? Proper communication leads to healthy conversation, which leads to a healthy relationship. If you don't communicate insecurities, if you don't communicate your issues, if you don't communicate expectations that aren't being met, then the relationship won't work.
I got a question for you, TJ.
What is up?
What is a way
Wow,
for...
only TJ? Wow. Wow. It's my opinion.
I don't know. You're talking about fucking turtles right now. I don't know where your headspace is
wants to ask you
for this question.
All right, so we're gonna say
when you're talking about how to properly communicate, can you express how a man, what would be a way for you to receive? Because as a woman, proper communication and men proper communication is two separate. Like
they're two apparent separate entities.
Yeah.
Stop being so fucking subtle for one, and be fucking up front.
Well, give an example. Like I want to know.
So instead of
would you receive? What is something that you would receive, and how would you want it to be said? So it goes through your mind to give the audience an example of what are you looking for when you say proper communication? Because I feel like that's another it's an ambiguous term. You kind of get lost into what does that exactly mean? Proper communication.
Okay. With your past relationship, right? What were the issues within that relationship?
It's all on him.
I mean, that's what you said previously.
Look, I was
so
as I have Repeat that question again. You threw me out. See, this is why I don't talk.
Okay.
What ruined your past
within your
relationship?
past relationship, in your opinion, what were the issues within that relationship?
I would say for him, I'm gonna start with him because
that's what we do. Okay.
We start with the other person because it's always the other person.
Uh-huh.
I would say that the constant assurance that I wouldn't cheat.
Okay.
The constant assurance that I wouldn't leave.
Okay.
One of the really big one, besides finance, not even including financial, the really big one is he always made it seem that I was his happiness. The only reason he was happy because of me.
Okay.
That's
And
some
for
creepy
me,
shit.
that was a lot of pressure. Knowing his home life, knowing everything. I'm like, you put all that on me, basically.
Yeah, scrap that titty.
No, I thought something was there.
No, just get a good squeeze.
Okay, so
That-
you don't even need to finish. You don't even need to finish. So proper communication would have been from his side, right? He's telling you all these issues. So it would have been your job to ask him, why is he having these issues? Why is he so insecure? Why is he so dependent? Why is his happiness dependent on me? Right? So you're addressing the problem as it's happening.
Yeah,
that's what I mean by
root
proper
cause.
communication. You come home, you're upset, somebody pissed you off. Instead of taking it out on me and yelling, hey, babe, can I talk to you about my day real quick? This is what happened. This is how I feel. I just needed to vent.
And so I'm about to say, and that's one other thing too, right here, right? Because when you talk to a man and everything else about your day, your issues and everything else like that, in our head, we're working out ways to solve that fucking issue because you have a fucking problem. Let's fucking figure that shit out. Let's get you out of this fucking problem so we don't have to deal with this shit anymore. But when it comes down to the calm down, I've learned this throughout my relationship that women, they don't like that. So it's one of those things where, you know, if you're going to be talking to the guy about your issues and everything else like that, you're going to have to be sure to say that, listen, I don't want anything, I just want you to listen. Because if you don't say that, and I fucking give you advice and you don't listen to it, I'm going to be pissed. And then, but to answer your question, the way that I personally feel about it is, like I said, you got to be upfront with it. Say the same situation that he just said, right? So in that situation where, you know, you said that, you know, he's making his happiness all around you and everything else like that, right? You have to have the resolve to sit down and converse with them. It's like, listen, you know, while, you know, I'm flattered that X, Y, and Z is happening, this is putting a lot of pressure on me for X, Y. These are the reasons why it's putting a lot of pressure on me.
It took a couple months. But I did have that conversation.
But the thing is, though, is you got to have it in a timely manner.
Yeah.
And the reason why I say you got to have it in a timely manner is like this right here, right? Because, they say love is like a drug, right? If he's feeling these strong emotions and whatnot, you get these endorphins and whatnot. You get all these chemicals that get released within your body that make you feel good because you're around X, Y, a special person, whatever, right? Mm-hmm. You keep doing that and shit and everything else like that, you get addicted. It's like any other drug. Where you let that shit slide 1, 2, 3 times. After the third time, you're fucked. Because when it comes down to you having that conversation, they're going to look at you like you're wronging them. They're going to look at you like, okay, wow, you allowed this shit to happen for this long, and now all of a sudden it's a fucking problem? And then you become the enemy.
Starting to remind me of the end of my relationship when I started agreeing with other people, and they're like, oh, you agree with them, but not...
But you hear what I'm saying, all right? That's what the issue. You got to have this conversation early on.
Yeah, I didn't.
And here,
I didn't have enough relationship knowledge at that time to know that.
What men did you have in your life that you're talking about this with? What men were you talking about this with? So, as from my knowledge, all you talked about this with was your female friends. What men did you talk to about this? Straight men.
Wait, no, you were going to like my answer for my non-straight men, because he didn't like them from the jump.
I'm saying straight men because, and the reason why I'm saying straight men is because...
I didn't talk to the straight men. We weren't at, it was an impasse at the time of that, because my only straight men were older in their 40s.
That's the perfect people to get advice from.
I couldn't. You know why? Because they reminded me too much of the man. It was too. They agreed with each other, and that was kind of horrible. I had to take a step back. I'm like,
Oh, so what you're saying is none of them were men. Got it. Cool.
That's exactly what. Once it was Christmas, and I had both my dad. Surprisingly, we blended the families together for Christmas. It never happened. Mm-hmm. Had my dad there, he was there, my brothers, and my stepmom was looking back in the kitchen. And she's like, Kat, come over here for a second. Uh-huh. And I was like, sure. She's like, that one and that one got the same goddamn aura. I'm seeing the shit in here that I saw in there. Again, you say don't take advice, but
you are all your brothers gay? Are your brothers gay?
No, but they said they had the same aura as, you know,
No.
her ex.
Not the brothers. My dad.
But that's what I'm saying. He just asked you.
No. I can't ask my brothers shit because they don't know shit.
How do you know?
Because they asked me for the advice.
Jesus.
I get calls at like 2 o'clock. They ask me. They're like, how do I talk to this? I'm like,
they should not be asking you for advice.
They ask me, but I want to answer. I did it again. I didn't tell myself. I want you to re-answer that question so I can answer it for myself and not on the other person like I did in the other podcast. I want to redeem myself. Please repeat that first question so I can. I said that side of what he did, but I never said what I did.
So, in your past relationship,
yes.
In your opinion, what were the issues within that said relationship? Now, we just talked about his, so what were your specific issues?
I believe that my issues were
not touching yourself properly. I know you got it.
I never had that problem.
I got money that you did.
No. He got mad that I never had that problem right there.
You know.
That's one of it. That pissed him.
What toys do you have?
My hands, my 2
0.
Yes, in other words, you ain't got no toys, so you haven't touched yourself properly just yet.
I haven't. I gave them away. To certain. Stop. No further. But that became an issue of your comment. That became an issue because he was upset that I would do that.
So he got mad that you would touch yourself.
Yes.
Did he not try to join in? That's shit. Because all I'm saying is that if I saw you touching yourself, I just sit my dick in your mouth. Because obviously you want to get fucked.
Let's isolate this real quick.
Okay.
So he got mad
that I could get myself off, but he couldn't. That's right. That's the core of it. Well, even though I give instructions, I tell him which direction. I try to tell him my likes and my spot. Kat. Yeah.
You fucked other people, right?
Yes.
Did you have to give them instructions on how to make you come?
No.
Did you come?
Yes. All
right, cool. That's all I'm saying. You don't need to give instructions to make somebody come.
Well, okay.
When it's only other sexual experience or strippers that he paid for.
So for
I can't. I'm not there.
Sushi and spice and everything like that.
Jesus Christ.
All right, isolating the situation. Yes.
With that being said, what you did was healthy communication. Here's why, right? I can't speak for myself or Yancy, but
hey, my name is small, skinny, and white. Damn it.
In terms of men being unaware, that was proper communication because you're leading him to a direction in which you want him to, right? You're telling him, hey, this is what you need to do. This is how you need to do it. So if he chose not to, that's on him.
And then I gave up, and then he was mad that I wouldn't let him go down. I was like,
wait, he didn't know how to eat pussy?
Oh, God, no. It was like licking
TJ, how do you know? Do you know how to eat pussy?
Yeah.
Do you bitches come when you eat their pussy?
Do bitches what?
Come when you eat the pussy.
Yeah.
I feel like he was. I feel like he was licking ice cream. It was not.
I'm confused as to. Okay.
And again, these are the same girls that said guys were like confusing their thighs with their clitoris. So.
Look, again, I had to direct him to where it was. Listen, so that's where I got that from. That was from experience.
You know, like the crease? You know the crease? Like, literally, who rubs right here?
Me?
No, you don't.
If I'm just trying to get you aroused, then yes.
No.
If I'm trying to fuck you, that's something different.
Nah. It was like in the middle.
And in case you guys didn't know, she's literally touching the crease between her thighs and her fucking
giving proper example
like that. And I'm like, I can't feel nothing.
Yeah, see, here's what I'm saying.
It actually hurt because it would
Not,
just be
not
pressing
all
down.
men are born with this knowledge. For some odd,
No, nigga, my first time ever in my life having
I
sex,
just
nigga.
said that 80% of men.
Nigga, I was born able to sing this.
And I just said I gave him instructions and he still got it wrong.
Yeah, see, this is what I'm saying.
I tried to
This is
bring
what I'm
it
saying.
down
What
to
you
several
displayed was
levels.
healthy behavior. What he displayed was not. That's why it didn't work. You have to be an adult within a relationship and understand that you're not going to be able to do everything your first try or your second try.
Shit.
As long as you fucking continue to work at it and you communicate, then that's all that really matters. That's what's going to make the relationship last.
I also
Listen,
feel
all
like
I'm gonna say is this right here. If I put on some Neo, your ass better come. Because if you don't come within 13 and a half minutes, that's on you.
I really wish it was 13 and a half. I would have been fine with that nigga trying over an hour or two. I'm like, nigga, my pussy is tired. You rubbing the walls.
I think you
What
need to go to the gym.
would you do if a nigga pumped you 3 times and he came?
You've seen what I've done, haven't you?
I was told what you've done.
Jesus.
Continuing onwards of things that I feel like I did wrong in the relationship.
No, we don't need to do that. We don't need to do that.
Okay, we're done with me? I feel like
I told you, as long as there's healthy communication, that relationship will continue to last.
Well,
So-
see, the thing is, he didn't have any healthy communications. Like I
And-
said,
and-
it's just
and-
one of those things where...
I feel like
That's what I said.
Yeah.
he would point out when I would do wrong, but he would point it out in tantrums, and then
Yeah.
I would have to go find the
That's
answer. And,
gay shit.
And figure it out,
here's
and
what
then-
I'm saying, as an adult, when you see this behavior, you just immediately leave. You don't entertain it. You don't baby him, and you don't stay within that relationship. You don't. You say, hey, listen, I understand we have disagreements, and I understand that you have your issues, and obviously I tried to communicate those issues, but you're still insisting on having this behavior, so therefore this relationship is not going to work out, and I need to leave. So it was nice to know you.
And then I did the wrong choice, and I went back.
Yeah, see, that was your problem.
And
We said no.
really shouldn't
I said
have.
no. I said
we
no.
went back as again. It was friends.
I asked,
and
I
then
said,
and that's what when he called and said, "I want to be your friend again." I'm like, I already seen where this went.
And you know,
I'm
here's
not
the-
seeing you with
so-
snot down
so-
your face
so-
again
so, Kat,
because I broke up with you
So,
again.
Kat,
Yes.
you want to hear? You want to hear something that's funny? So within that relationship and everything else that you had going on with him and everything else like that, right? You can ask this one here. You can ask this one here. I predicted everything that was going to happen in your relationship the second time around.
Really?
After you guys broke up, I told this one here
Hold on.
that.
First of all, I'm not a this one, nigga.
All right, fine. I told T and I told TJ. You can ask these two, right? After you guys broke up, I sat down and had a conversation with them, and I gave them my opinions about what was going to happen with you.
Really?
And I pretty much told them that, okay, at the end of the day, they broke up, yes, but watch them get back together. And when they get back together, it's going to be within an open relationship. Then somebody's going to get jealous, and there's going to be a closed relationship. And then after that closed relationship, they're going to break up again. That's the exact thing I told these two motherfuckers. And boom, happened just like clockwork.
And I know what you know.
And
What
you know
I
who
know.
wanted
I
the
know
open?
exact. I know
And you know
the
who
exact
wanted the
day.
closed?
I know the exact day that he got jealous too. Okay, because what happened was
never let me live that down.
so
ever,
what
ever.
happened was me and Kat. I come into the place. I go to the place, and the music comes on, and I'm like, I'm gonna steal her. And then we run outside, and we just talk for a few minutes, and then we go back inside, and he looks so angry.
I want to say I never heard the end of that until I broke up.
Look,
you gonna leave? He's like, are you gonna leave me?
All
for
I'm saying
tea?
is right here,
Are
right?
you
So
gonna leave me for tea?
you tell me right here, right now, you two, I'm gonna see your girl. You two disappear for a little bit, and you both come back to the place, and his dick isn't out.
My mom.
My dick would have been. I don't give a fuck. Your mom was here. I watching that Pornhub.
You
She's
know-
gonna join in too.
She might be a freak of the sheets, but no.
I still would have pulled my damn
You
dick
know
out.
she would have beat your ass with her short ass self.
Hey, it doesn't matter. My dick would have been out because I'm assuming
And
that
you
I'm about
would've
to fuck
been
all.
out.
It is what it is.
You
Everything
No,
good.
it
Everything
was
good.
at a club. It was at the club.
Jesus, can we? Okay.
Wait, was
next
it-
subject. 'Cause
was
I
that-
don't want to think
was
about
that-
certain
yeah.
people
Was
naked.
it-
I really
Yeah,
don't
the
know.
Wednesday.
Jesus.
My dick would have been hanging.
Okay.
You were there.
Listen,
No, he
listen.
wasn't there.
Okay.
He never went.
Next subject,
All right, all right.
please.
So what's the next
Never
subject?
Jesus.
What's the next
Oh,
subject?
Christ.
Hey,
Okay.
That's what it was.
I was recently disturbed yesterday.
What happened yesterday?
What happened yesterday?
What
I
happened
wasn't
yesterday?
here.
So I was eating peacefully. We were watching Lucifer.
Oh, what a sexy fat self.
And Lucifer was such
Take
an
me to hell any
amazing
night.
show. It was filled with comedy. It was filled with action. And the good type of drama. Not the baby mama daddy, all this other bullshit type of drama. You know what I'm saying? It was awesome.
Yes.
Season 6 was the worst piece of shit I've ever seen in my life.
I'm about to say season 5 is the runner-up.
Jesus. And here's how it went bad. It went bad because social justice politics were involved within the show. Now, see, here's the thing. When I watch something, I'm taking it into a fantasy reality, right? I'm not, because I deal with politics all the time. It's an escape, right? So why is it that in every fucking goddamn show that I try to watch, there's some cringy either episode or cringy lines, and it disgusts me. Like, I spoke to my therapist, and she told me I was being a toxic male, and I was presenting toxic masculinity. A therapist would not tell you that, because toxic masculinity is a made-up thing. It's not real. It's what people use because they're offended that straight individuals have a different perspective. Period. End of discussion. And what I mean by this is this. Everything does not need to have politics. So, can you guys recommend me any show that doesn't?
Anime.
Anime can't speak.
I'm like, that's why.
Any reality show, anything that's not anime.
Okay. So
there's
Blue Bloods.
Wait, can I? So
no, there's still. But see, here's the thing with Blue Bloods, it's presented in there, but it's not disgusting or cringy, of course.
Buffy
old
the
school
Vampire
X-Men.
Slayer.
What the fuck you say?
Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Kill yourself.
I would recommend. So this one, it pops in a little bit here and there. Like they have maybe like one episode, black and them gay. Well, half of them they all having sex with each other anyway. They might say that, but then the next scene be like, "Ooh, it's Romeo and Juliet with octopus dicks." It's it's a lane where it's like it's in there, but it's not to the point where it's taking over, and it's not the extreme. It's still not what's out.
What hentai show you watching talking about some goddamn octopus? It's
Have you-
tentacle porn, not octopus.
It was a tentacle porn in the Superintendent.
How do we get fucking shit?
If you ever watch Sex Education,
Well, see, no. Here's the thing. First of all, I would never go on Sex Education.
it's a good
Fuck out of here
fucking
with that
show.
bullshit.
That's like watching
So
Jane Sex Chronicles.
like you see a lot of like somebody throwing up on a dick because she didn't know how to suck it right. That's all.
Jesus.
That was a good episode
now
as well.
Now that you brought up throwing up on a dick, I like to bring you guys to today's sponsor, Manscaped. You know, when it comes down, you have a nice long hard dick, and you want a bitch to choke on your shit and probably give a little bit of pukey. You want to be nice and clean shaven. So what they have here is, the new lawnmower 4.0. Get you nice clean your nice little trim and hedges and everything else like that. And this way, when a girl throws up in your dick, it's like perfect fertilizer, right? So there we go. Boom, good to go. And then along with that right there, they got shit right there that's good. It's called cock cleaner. And,
TJ.
so with that being it keeps your shit clean, so that when he's sucking your dick, they don't gotta worry about sucking the grime of today's work off. So in other words, Manscaped, go out there and buy that shit. Alright, that's what you're saying.
Jesus.
So tentacle porn again, as Romeo.
Whoa!
What are you into, bro?
I thought we had this discussion. I look at a lot of shit. I do not.
I asked you real life shows related to real people.
It's on
Netflix.
It's on Netflix. It has the third
You
season
watch
just
these?
came out.
I'm good.
I use Flash.
I watched the first 2 seasons. I'm gonna get to the third next year.
So my question is right here, right?
I started, but it seems like a trending team. I don't finish. Continue on.
So the question I have to you guys now is based off what he just said, right? When we come down, we see a lot of these shows being extremely ruined by these social justice politics and whatnot being inserted into these shows. How do you guys agree that these shows are being ruined by these politics or no? Or do you guys think that it enhances it?
I don't like when
Makes it worse.
I
I don't like when it's presented so So obviously, like, when they say it out loud, I like it when it's just presented, like, subtly.
It's a slow build up, but it's not like
So build like me,
right? Like,
organic. It's not like one episode. Oh, it's gonna be a pride, not pride, but like it's gonna be like a rally or something. Like it's not out of the blue. Like bam, we're just gonna throw this in there.
I watched the show and they did not come out and say that the character was gay, but you could tell the character was gay.
Sort of like Jimmy from Ed, Edd n Eddy. That nigga's a fucking flaming faggot, but no one said he was.
Look with his little and Plank.
I mean, his only friend was Sarah, so
yeah, no, like, and plus his mannerism and everything else, like he was gay as fuck. But no one said he was gay. Just like old school Hey Arnold, right? Where the teacher was gay as fuck, but no one said he was gay.
Kind of like Recess.
Who the fuck was gay in Recess?
Yeah, who was gay in Recess?
Wait a second, I might get my shows confused.
Yeah, you might be getting confused with Hey Arnold. Like I said, Hey Arnold.
The hat and the black hair, and she was white. No, but she liked it.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Oh, the mean girl in Recess, like with the pigtails and the red hat and the black shirt.
No, I don't recall anybody being gay in Recess.
No, it wasn't said,
but
it was
no, like
understood.
there was. I don't recall anything being understood with that either.
Or like who's the girl? No. Who's that one girl?
I guess you probably say Ashley or fucking Spinelli.
Yeah,
Spinelli. That's what.
But she wasn't. But she was more of a tomboy than being gay.
But that was.
No,
there was a time where those two were kind of interconnected.
No, they were not. Not from a man's perspective, not from a boy's perspective.
No, that was
from a female's perspective.
That was a super conservative adult behavior. That wasn't.
Yeah.
That wasn't boys' behavior. That was not girls' perception of it. They were just not girly girls.
Yeah, that's all it really boiled down to.
That's literally.
And
the only ones that said the character was gay were like literally older adults.
So the thing about that though is this right here though
But when I was watching it, that's what that was my preconceived notion.
That spurred a bad influence, not a bad influence.
I just thought she was meant to always be forever alone.
That spurred a right influence amongst a lot of boys in the world because tomboys are.
Yeah, because we're. When was the last time you actually watched a rated R movie?
I watch them every night.
When did that come out? When did that come out?
You didn't get the joke. Never mind.
She said she watched a rated R porn film or some shit like that.
I said I watch it every night on Pornhub, and he's like,
shit, Jesus. I'm talking about actual movie.
See, you're talking to the non-movie
I think 22
watcher.
Jump Street. Probably.
The last rated R movie I actually seen in theaters would be Deadpool.
20.
I
watched Deadpool. I watched Deadpool.
But who produced that though?
Ryan Reynolds, but
exactly.
Yeah.
He's rated R. So
he's a rated R superstar.
Yeah, he's a rated R superstar. Fuck Edge.
I don't watch movies. I don't.
Okay, you went to 22 Jump Street with us.
I wouldn't even consider 22 Jump Street.
No, that's not rated R.
I wouldn't call that rated R.
That's not rated R.
That's like TV 17. No, something. I don't know. I don't remember. NC 17.
But.
As a I'm not big on TV shows. I wasn't
necessarily done though. So my question is this right here, right? If I were to tell you guys that Disney actually lost money because of the woke agenda, would you believe me?
Say it one more time.
Disney lost money to the woke agenda. Would you believe me?
To the what?
The woke agenda.
Because everything we argue about on this podcast.
Because Disney don't sue me for this, but after a while their writing got trashed because they wanted to be more inclusive.
So
the TV shows got so trash. Oh my god.
Yeah.
No, not just TV shows, the movies as well.
Wait, which ones are you talking about? Disney movies itself or Disney Channel movies?
No, we're talking about Marvel.
Marvel.
In the Marvel stuff, in the Marvel universe and whatnot, they've actually started to lose a lot of money. Along with that, right there, because of their woke agenda, Disney's actually started to stagnate and go down when it comes down to their.
Which part of the? So can you give examples?
Example.
Yes.
I can give you examples. So Disney lost money in itself with Black Widow and Hawkeye and a couple of other things they got going on, and just by Black Widow and Hawkeye alone, they lost over $65 million.
Black Widow was a shit movie.
But again,
so
based off of that, Captain Marvel.
Oh, definitely.
Along with that right there, Captain Marvel also lost money when it came out. The only movie that's come out, the only movies that has been coming out for quote unquote Disney or Marvel, if you will, that's been giving them a positive profit. And we're not talking about the Encanto faggot shit that you guys talking about. So what I'm talking about
that's
is this
more family
I'm talking,
animated.
but I'm talking more along the lines of the Marvel stuff.
Yeah.
The stuff that is just like boom in your
Live
face, boom in your
action.
face, boom in your face. I was like shit that's like bad writing is boom in your face. And it comes down to come down, it's like, Black Widow lost money. Hawkeye lost money. And the only reason why these comics and these things are losing a lot of money is basically because they're writing in their politics and everything else like that. But when you look at the stark contrast, because people sit there and say, "Oh, well, COVID is the reason why that fucking Black Widow didn't do good. COVID's this, COVID that." But when you sit here and you look at the fact of the matter is that Spider-Man, produced by Sony,
Everybody loves Spider-Man.
rated as the #1 Spider-Man movie of all time as of right now.
Yeah, not because Toby.
And it is the second highest
I will
grossing.
go toe-
No. It's the
okay.
second highest grossing movie. Period. Despite the COVID. So remember, the only thing that beat it out right now is like, what was it? Fucking Endgame or some shit like that.
It's in between.
It's either
It's
I think
in
it's
between
Infinity War.
Endgame and Infinity. It's right in between there.
But the thing is right here, right?
I like
That
that.
came out before COVID. The fact this came out during COVID when everyone's like, oh my God, I can't leave the house. Right? The fact this came out during this time and the fact that it made as much money as it did, the second highest grossing movie, period, of all time.
Was it because of Toby?
No, definitely wasn't.
Yeah, part of it was.
No,
Actually, it
it
wasn't.
had nothing to do with Toby. So when it comes down to come
That
down,
theory
right?
that they're all through.
But no. The
together
thing,
on
but the thing
screen.
that when it comes down to come down is this right here. The reason why that movie did so good because it had absolutely zero to do with fucking politics, but had everything to do with the story that's been told with Toby, that's been told with Andrew, best Spider-Man, best Peter Parker, and it's been
I've
told.
never seen his movies.
Sucks to be you. And it's been told with fucking the nigga head, Tom Holland.
Who did great Rihanna.
Who did just really good. But it's just one of those things where like, it has nothing to do with politics. Because of this movie doing so good, there's been certain things that's been pushed back quite a bit. Miss Marvel, not Captain Marvel, Miss Marvel, the Indian bitch, Kamala.
I never even heard of this person.
You never heard this person? She has a TV show coming out
Which is going to be.
called Miss Marvel.
Oh wait, wasn't
This
there's
is
a,
the Indian bitch. They
which
got
one
some,
is a marvelous?
so the Marvels. That got pushed back again too.
The marvelous Miss something. No, that's something.
No. Miss Marvel is the Indian girl with the stretching arms, growing big fists, and everything else like that. She's like Big Fist from fucking My Hero.
But they canceled Agent Carter. Damn.
So we got that,
That was a
right?
good show.
We got fucking that got pushed back because they're scrambling to fix what the fuck issues they had because they learned that the woke agenda doesn't work.
No.
Captain Marvel itself.
No, they haven't learned.
No, they really no. See, you say that, but remember, at the end of the day, Captain Marvel was supposed to be the one to beat Thanos, and yet because of fucking last minute fucking shit.
What?
So inside what they had for the original script, they scrambled to fucking fix it.
And that's what they
everything
said she was. They alluded to the shoe.
She was gonna be the one to beat Thanos.
Then she wasn't there.
But they alluded that she was gonna be the one to beat Thanos, but there was so much backlash they fucking had to fix that. That's the reason why she got punched out the movie. She showed up for that woman power scene that everyone knows. She rolls up on Thanos. Thanos like, bitch, boop!
Yeah, that was forced.
That woman
all the
pose.
women were all together. That was forced.
That woman pose.
That was the most cringy shit I've ever seen in life.
And that scene itself is actually what caused a lot of people to sit here and be like, I don't want this anymore. That scene itself. But people still went back for Spider-Man. The reason why people still went back for Spider-Man is because Spider-Man doesn't have any of that bullshit within it. Thor does. Iron Man does. Because if you sit here and you look at it, Pepper, throughout the comics and everything else like that, if you actually read the comics, doesn't have that fucking much of a fucking role. Jane Foster, in later comics, yes, she has a fucking prominent role as female Thor. Jane Foster should never have been Thor. Just for the simple fact of the matter is that we've all seen, what was it, fucking Endgame, or Endgame was the one where fucking, Endgame. We've all seen Endgame, where Captain America will Mjolnir and beat the shit out of that nigga head before, he's like, oh shit, I can't beat his ass anymore. And what it comes down to is that when Captain America will Mjolnir, he wasn't fucking Thor. He was Captain America with the fucking hammer. But Jane Foster grabbing the fucking hammer, all of a sudden she's Thor. But because of the simple fact of the matter is that, people are pushing this bullshit as agenda, Jane Foster's the fucking veterinarian human bitch that has nothing to do with Asgardians. She took a little bit of Asgard dick, and all of a sudden she's
What is her skin color?
She's white.
Did I not see this part in the movie?
Jane Foster is the love interest of Thor.
in all of his shitty fucking movies.
I only saw the 20 minutes of the first one and then the third one.
But no, within the 20 minutes of the first one, you should have seen Jane Foster. She's a veterinarian bitch with short hair. Long story short, like in the comics and whatnot, he's fucking lady whatchamacallit. That's neither here nor there. But what it comes down to is that, you know, we see all this shit happen and everything else like that, but a lot of these shit has been pushed back because of the fucking agenda that they're pushing out. We can even take a look at Netflix shit, right?
Oh, okay.
So we're going to take a look at Netflix. So all of us here is watching Netflix shit. Wait, she's female Thor.
And I think the issue isn't, you know, specifically them introducing gay characters or trans characters. That's not the specific issue. What the specific issue is that there's the common agenda of these movies and these medias weakening men to the point where they're useless, and then strengthening these women that should not have the role, the power, or the responsibility that they have.
I'm about to say, and if not that, the other thing I would say is like, if not weakening men, weakening black people as a whole. And I'm going to use first things first.
Wait, what's the connection between
the reason why they're
Thor,
fucking
lady, and where we're going
right here is right here, right? So here's what it is right here, right? Based on what he just said, they're weakening men, empowering women, whatever, right? By weakening men, Thor loses his hammer. Thor no longer has the ability to be Thor.
Thor has a beard.
So
he's an Asgardian. How? Please explain.
So here's what I'm saying right here, right?
Jesus.
So Thor no longer has the ability to be quote unquote Thor. Loses his hammer. Like it even says that thing. What are you, the hammer of god of lightning or the god of hammers? What the fuck ever, right? And it's just one of those things where, you know, he loses his hammer, loses fucking Stormbreaker or whatever, right? But Jane Foster's able to get the hammer, and now all of a sudden Jane Foster's fucking female Thor. Thor's out there fucking around with Guardians of the Galaxy and the MCU, not MCU. I'm losing focus here. But it really boils down to is this right here, right? We got all these females coming up. Right. Iron Man is dead. We get Ironheart.
Who?
Ironheart is Riri Williams. She's the next. You don't read comics, do you? Riri. So Riri Williams is pretty much the.
Assume I know nothing.
All right, so Riri Williams is the next Iron Man. She pretty much finds Iron Man's old fucking suits and rebuilds them herself. She's at a very young age, 14 years old, going to attend MIT. Pretty much the same place that they spoke about inside the fucking Spider-Man, the last movie, right? Where they want to go. So I'm pretty sure that you're going to end up seeing Ned and MJ within her shit as a cameo. Neither here nor there.
Yes.
So she goes to MIT at the age of 14 or whatnot, finds Iron Man's old suit, rebuilds it herself, and becomes Ironheart. We got the female Thor, Jane Foster, becoming Thor. So boom, we got that. We got Indian Girl being Miss Marvel. We got that.
We have, even though you haven't seen WandaVision, I know you're probably not going to see it.
It's trash.
No, we have fucking...
Wait, can I say my person that we have?
Say person.
We have the black lady who went through past... Her and Wanda kind of went against each other like 3 or 4 times, and she kind of absorbed some of her power as well. I don't know what that person is called.
There's
but
no
her
person
eyes
like
turned
that in
blue.
real life. But, you know.
But they said it was a specific type of... there was a connection to comic. I just don't know what exactly it was. But there, in most of the blogs, they did say there was a connection there that of the importance of why that happened.
So we get the black lady,
but
right?
Again, they
rigged it. So we have that right there, right? Yes. We have Hawkeye being replaced with his protege, along with Echo. Who? That's within his. If you watch the Hawkeye series, you know what I'm talking about.
That's the one series I have not watched.
It's basically the girl that's hanging out with him and everything else like that, along with the fucking Echo. And then we have, if you watch Loki, right? So we have female Loki, right? You know what I'm talking about. We have female Loki. We have
alligator Loki. There was a lot of Loki.
But you hear what I'm saying, all right?
And the Loki wanted to fuck the other Loki. That was a weird episode. I'm like,
notice the common trend. It's the women replacing the men.
Yeah.
To the point where, you know, this is happening.
Instead of the women having their own.
But Loki was still there as well.
Yeah, but you see his thing.
There was like 17,000 Lokis.
But you see, the thing is right here though. At the end of the day, these are the things that they're presenting to us. Who got more screen time? Was it fucking, you know, the weird fucking Loki, the weird grizzly bear Loki you're talking about, or was it female Loki? Who got more screen time?
Female Loki.
That's what I thought. Who had more?
But
lines?
Not as much as regular Loki.
I mean, no shit. I mean, it's a show. But it's one of those things like, who had more time though?
It really comes out. They really were about to do. I was like, oh, but when it comes down,
to the same But when it comes down to come down, like, you know, this whole feminist movement is happening and everything else like that. But what I was saying beforehand,
then you're like, where's the balance between if it's all females? And...
No, so here's what I'm saying. We're gonna take it back to the Netflix series, right?
Okay.
We got Jessica Jones, magnificent,
Perfect.
We got Daredevil.
I watched
absolutely fucking
you have to give it to me. I
through.
watched 5 episodes. That's my max.
Oh, by the way, Karen Page is ass.
Yes.
She's not the heart of the show. Period.
If anyone says that needs to kill themselves, but yeah,
you should be
Daredevil.
glad I watched that far.
No, watch all of Daredevil.
That's a lot of seasons.
Daredevil.
I watched the first season.
Magnificent through and fucking through.
I liked the first episode.
Fucking what's her face? Jessica Jones. Great. Through and through.
I loved it. Fucking
now listen.
The Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Hear me out. Fuck them, they're gay.
Okay.
Anyway, so hear me out, right? We got fucking, after that, we got Luke Cage.
It was okay.
First season was absolute fucking trash because they were First season was absolute trash because they was pushing an agenda. The Black Lives Matter agenda.
I couldn't get into it.
You can't watch it because of that.
I couldn't get
Within
into
the first 3 episodes, they get rid of Cottonmouth, who was absolutely the best character of the first season.
Period.
So, with that being that, Defenders comes out, and then we get a new writer for the second season.
Oh, yeah, by the way, they're revamping Defenders. So they're going to come out in the summer.
Gay. So, we get the second season on Luke Cage, right? Second season, so much better. It got so good that people could not wait to watch the third season before they got, canceled because of Disney Plus.
Fucking Disney.
And then we get Iron Fist. Trash the first season because, they pushed the fucking, Big Pharma's evil, which is actually true when you look at it nowadays. It's Pfizer, Moderna, Johnson & Johnson, X, Y, and Z.
Let's not even get into EpiPens.
Yeah, we're not going to talk about EpiPens. We're not going to talk about how, they've made billions of dollars based off this bullshit vaccine that doesn't fucking work.
There was a lawsuit which we'll bring into another one that kind of...
Yeah, we're not going to talk about any of that shit, right?
Different podcast.
So, first season, Big Pharma's evil. Second season, I'm a man and I can't handle this, so my girlfriend who doesn't know shit about shit is going to be the one to take over as Iron Fist. The fuck?
That don't happen in real life.
So there's that. And it's just one of those things where, it's funny how the shows that don't deal with politics, i.e. Daredevil and Jessica Jones, rated the highest. But the shows that deal with politics, Luke Cage, the first season, rated the lowest, and fucking Danny Rand shit, Iron Fist, absolute garbage.
Because sometimes you want to, again, back to what you said, it's a skip. I don't want to see what I'm already going through on the screen because then I'll just watch the news instead.
Watching the news is a fucking tragic, is a trap. I'm sorry to take over. That's on you.
No, it's good because I was literally going to say some of the same shit you said. So, to me, it's like, it's an escape. Like, I feel like in today's society, you're not allowed to have niche things anymore. You're not allowed to... Yeah,
you're not allowed to like butt stuff and fucking orgies anymore.
Yeah,
I know, right? I'll never get invited.
You have to go to specific parts of the internet to get it. Otherwise, you're not getting it.
Dude, you know Pornhub and fucking Xvideo censors the word rape now?
No,
I can't look at my rape scenarios.
I will go on record saying I'm still mad that they deleted 10 million videos off of Pornhub.
I'm pissed about that. I like my rape situation videos.
I did not say that. I did not say that.
So you tell me right here, right now, a bitch on a bus, and all of a sudden, 35 niggas surrounding her, like TJ on a dance floor, and take turns. You ain't gonna.
First of all, that will never fucking happen.
I told you, I'm more of the I'm trapped in a washing machine type of person.
Oh no, help me! I'm stuck in the coffee table.
I'm stuck in the window. Stepson, help me!
I love it. I love it.
Oh, you're bad. No, your dad's gonna be home soon.
Or like, my husband's asleep next to me. Don't make any sound.
So if you're trying to understand this, it's literally the ideology that it's more intense when you're not supposed to have sex.
So, Kat, the question is right here, right?
Or like, ooh, stepfather.
Kat, so let's say that you're out and whatnot, right? And then all of a sudden, some guy starts beating on you and trying to rob you. And like, stop! It hurts. Here's the magical words you use.
The table away from me.
So here's the magical words that you use to solve that issue. Oh, stepbrother, please help. I'm stuck. Watch 3 to 4 guys show up and beat that nigga's ass. You might have to give it a little bit of pussy, but you won't get your ass beat.
I read this on the internet a couple days ago. No. I've come from experience. I do not like to be hit, so that's not.
So if you get punched 2 or 3 times in the stream, like, oh, stepbrother, I'm stuck, and watch 3 niggas show up.
No,
it's gonna be
stepbrother today.
Oh my god.
And you're gonna have at least one midget though.
I will go on record saying midget porn is very entertaining.
Dude, midget girls.
I'll be like, oh my god.
Midget girls, despite they big ass fucking 5 heads, they be having movies in when they sleep instead of dreams. They got some of the fattest asses.
And to be honest, the person who introduced me to that
was it me?
No, it was my mother. She showed it to me.
Right,
that one and watching
like,
Teenage Ninja Mutant. Have you ever seen the?
Nope, we're done. All
right, yo, we've been talking about porn and stepbrother shit.
I will say this much as Black Bob Ross. I will fuck a midget before I die.
Jesus Christ.
I would like to see that.
Yo.
Would you like to videotape and be present?
Of course.
Alright, cool.
Okay.
Right? What the heck?
With that being said, I think this concludes today's episode.
Yes, please get out.
We were definitely adventurous towards the end.
Way too much.
Yeah, so we'll catch you guys on the next one.
No.
Watch some goddamn bitch porn.
Stop.